Years ago, I used to read about hacking, but I never actually knew what it was until this here hacked me. You naughty, naughty man.
Yeah, but I would have never met you if I hadn't hacked you.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's very true. Anyway, you've come over from the dark side, so you're most welcome. Danno, tell me the hacking that you were involved in my case.
I had worked locally as a private investigator started out working for Rupert Murdoch for the show Current Affair, and then went over to a show called Hard Copy, Inside Edition America. I worked for these television tabloid shows. And
what were you doing for them?
I was a private investigator. Whenever a story was breaking about whoever, they wanted me to track that person down so they could go and interview them or contact them. And I eventually got out of working for the American tabloids, and I was looking for work, so I started a company called British American News Service.
Oh.
And through word of mouth, I never advertised at all. Journalists and what they call stringer journalists, reporters for the various tabloids in London started calling me and asking me to locate people and then do background checks on them. And,
Background check?
yeah, find out everything. Well, it never occurred to me at the time that when you do a background check as a private investigator, you get full details. You get their social security numbers, their driver's license, their date of birth, mother's maiden name, all that stuff. That really shouldn't be used by journalists. You should just give them where do they live, what's their phone number, and that's it.
Because if you give them the Social Security
then they
number,
can use that.
How?
Well, over here, I guess you call it blagging, but they can use that to pretend to be you. So in your case, they had people call up credit card companies and say, oh, I lost my phone bill, I need to get a copy. And as long as you can answer all the questions correctly, I don't know whether they even bother to impersonate your voice. They'll ask you, like, what's your mother's maiden name?
Well, I met a blagger called John Ford, who I'm delighted to say used to go to my old school. And what he said was he would use lots of accents because he said the best way to get information out of people was to pretend that you were very stupid. And once they've got something like a Social Security number or the National Health number or something like that, they can ring up pretending that they're from a hospital or a bank.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. They can pretend to be you or somebody connected to you and say, oh, I've lost this file, can you send me a copy of it? It became common practice to get your phone records, your credit card bills, your text messages, everything, by pretending to be you.
But what I want to know is, do you think the knowledge of this went right to the top? I mean,
absolutely. They knew exactly what they were doing, and they paid big money. I was making $250,000 a year for quite a long time because I had a reputation that I could find out everything about anybody, anywhere, and it didn't matter who they were. I had the Social Security numbers for the 5 past U.S. presidents.
Oh, God.
And all of their data.
So I have one last question, Danno. What did you find out about me?
Well, you're actually kind of boring. No, but they were very interested in one of your wives down in Texas.
One of them?
One of them,
I know the one, yeah. Danno, thanks for coming along. That's
I love
great.
it. Thank you very much.